On the Portuguese island of Madeira, overlooking the Atlantic, stood a small home with a tin roof. Inside, 4 children shared a single, cramped room. Their mother, a cook and cleaner, worked tirelessly, while their father, a gardener, battled alcoholism. Poverty was a heavy blanket. Before the birth of her youngest son, the mother, Dolores Aveiro, confessed in her autobiography that she had considered an abortion. She simply didn't know how she could possibly feed another mouth. That boy, the one who was almost not born into this world of struggle, would one day pull his family out of poverty. He would trade the dusty streets where he played barefoot for the legendary fields of the world's most iconic stadiums. This is the story of a boy whose hunger for food transformed into a hunger for greatness. This is the story of Cristiano Ronaldo. Born on February 5, 1985, in Funchal, Madeira, Cristiano's early life was a constant fight for more. His father, José Diniz Aveiro, was a kind man, but his struggle with alcohol cast a shadow of instability. The real weight fell on his mother, Maria Dolores, who cleaned and cooked just to put a meal on the table. With no money for luxuries, football was Cristiano's everything. He and his friends would tie old rags together with string just to have a ball to kick. He played barefoot on the uneven streets, his passion etched onto the calluses of his feet. His first real dream wasn't a fancy car. It was just to own a real football, but his talent was raw, untamed, and impossible to miss. His father, who worked as a kit man for the local youth club, Andorinha, helped get him a spot on the team. It was here, around the age of 8, that the boy from the streets took his first step onto an actual pitch. He was small and skinny, but his feet moved with a speed that defied his age. He soon moved to the island's bigger club, Nacional, and his reputation started to grow. Even as his talent grew, life at home was a heavy anchor. At school, he was restless. In a now famous incident, he was expelled after throwing a chair at a teacher who he felt had disrespected him. He wasn't interested in books. His entire world, his only hope for a different future, was football. The hunger he felt as a child wasn't just physical, it was a deep, burning desire to prove himself. Childhood friends remember a boy who was fiercely competitive, a boy who would cry if his team lost. This wasn't just being a sore loser, it was the beginning of the mindset that would define him, a total refusal to accept defeat. His mother later said that if he hadn't become a footballer, he probably would have ended up a bricklayer. But Cristiano was building something else entirely. He was laying the foundation of a legend. At just 12 years old, Cristiano faced the biggest decision of his life. Sporting CP, one of Portugal's top clubs, saw his talent in a 3-day trial and offered him a place in their academy. It was a golden ticket off the island, but it meant leaving his family and moving alone to the capital, Lisbon. The change was brutal. The boy with the thick Madeiran accent was an easy target for the other kids. The loneliness was crushing. He'd call his mother every day, crying, begging to come home. He was just a child, lost in a big city, his dream suddenly feeling like a nightmare. But Cristiano wasn't like the other boys. He took all that pain and poured it onto the training pitch. While other kids rested, he did extra drills. He stayed late, practicing free kicks, strengthening his skinny frame. He decided he would become so good that no one would ever laugh at him again. Then, at 15, disaster struck. His career, and maybe even his life, was suddenly at risk. Doctors diagnosed him with tachycardia, a racing heart condition that caused his heart to beat alarmingly fast, even when he was resting. For an athlete, it was a devastating diagnosis. With his mother's blessing, Cristiano underwent a delicate heart surgery where a laser was used to cauterize the problem area. It was a huge risk, but it was his only shot. Incredibly, he was discharged from the hospital just hours after the procedure and was back training a few days later. The scare didn't break him, it forged him. He knew more than ever that every second on the field was a gift. He made his professional debut for Sporting CP's first team during the 2002-2003 season. Then, on a summer evening in 2003, his life changed forever. Sporting played a friendly against the mighty Manchester United. An 18-year-old winger with frosted tips in his hair put on a show. He tormented the United defenders. On the plane home, the United players couldn't stop talking about him. They begged their legendary manager, Sir Alex Ferguson, to sign the kid. Within a week, a deal was done. For £12.24 million, a record for a teenager at the time, Cristiano Ronaldo was a Manchester United player. He was handed the iconic number 7 shirt, a symbol of immense pressure. For the boy from the tin-roofed house, it was the beginning of his climb to the top of the world. At Manchester United, Ronaldo was a diamond in the rough. Sir Alex Ferguson, who became like a father to him, saw the relentless desire behind the flashy moves. He helped shape it. Ronaldo's dedication became the stuff of legend. He was the first to show up for training and the last to leave. He spent countless hours in the gym, sculpting his body into a physical powerhouse. The showy winger evolved into a ruthless goal-scoring machine. In 6 years at Manchester United, he won 3 Premier League titles and the UEFA Champions League. In 2008, he won his first Ballon d'Or as the world's best player. In 2009, he made a world record transfer to Real Madrid for £80 million. If Manchester was his rise, Madrid was his coronation. It's where he became an all-time great. The numbers are staggering. 450 goals in 438 games, making him the club's top scorer in history. He won 4 more Champions League titles and 4 more Ballon d'Or awards. His rivalry with Lionel Messi defined an era, pushing both to superhuman heights. But he didn't stop there. He conquered Italy with Juventus, then made an emotional return to Manchester United before taking on a new challenge in Saudi Arabia with Al Nassr. He led Portugal to their first ever major trophy, the 2016 UEFA European Championship, and he has scored more official senior career goals than any man in football history, with a tally that has soared past 960. His legacy is more than just trophies. It's a testament to mindset. The poverty he grew up in, he once said, was a lifetime wealth that forged his will to win. The devastating death of his father from alcohol-related illness in 2005 only strengthened his resolve to make his family proud. He is a global icon, but he's never forgotten where he came from, making significant charitable donations. He once joked to his mother about her early desire to abort him. "Look, Mum, you wanted to abort me, and now I'm the one who's pulling the purse strings in the house." He has provided for his family in ways they could never have dreamed of. From a tin-roofed house in Madeira to the grandest stadiums on earth, from a ball of rags to the most prestigious trophies in sports, the story of Cristiano Ronaldo is more than just rags to riches. It's a lesson in obsession and resilience. He wasn't born the greatest. He built himself. Day by day, through sweat and sacrifice, he refused to let his circumstances define his destiny. He turned the hunger of poverty into an unbreakable hunger for success. His journey is a powerful reminder that it doesn't matter where you start. It only matters where you're determined to go. The boy who slept hungry didn't just become a footballer, he became Ronaldo. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Let us know in the comments. Drop a Respect CR7 to show your appreciation. Thanks for watching.